We're here at PRI. I'm with my friend Mike, and we're talking about a really sweet build right behind us.
Yeah, this is my 1955 Chevrolet Bel Air that we call Blasphemi because it's got a 528 cubic inch Chrysler Hemi under the hood of a Chevy, which is a little weird, but I like it because it's different. And it makes about 1,200 horsepower. It's backed by a G-Force G5R clutch assisted 5-speed. It's got a 9-inch. Just ran my first 8-second pass ever in the car, and I take my kids to school in it, so it's fun.
An 8-second pass is not a slouch, so talk to me about the whole powertrain.
Sure, so it's an interesting story. It's a 528 Hemi that was assembled on a picnic table in Michigan during a roadkill shoot. And I'm a really lucky guy because Hemi blocks, whether cast iron or aluminum, are pretty much unobtainable right now. And my friend Steve Atwell actually sold me his short block when I broke mine, and we slapped my top end on his short block, and I've been racing it ever since. And the car went from, being a middleweight car that ran in the 10s to being fairly lightweight, and now we're running in the 8s.
What size of a blower is on this engine?
So the top end, it's Edelbrock cylinder heads. It's an Indy intake. It's a blower shop 871 cast blower, high helix rotors, and a Hilborn 4-port on top that looks old, but it has EFI in it. So there's 16 injectors, there's 8 in the runners of the intake, and there's 8 above the blower under the throttle body.
And a lot of combinations like this, you usually see mechanical fuel injection. Why did you go away from that?
Oh, I just wanted to drive it. I have friends that run mechanical and they love it, but it's basically an on and off switch. I can drive this car anywhere. It's been cross country. I've driven it from LA to North Carolina. I've done Hot Rod Drag Week in it, and when it doesn't break, it runs really good. It's very docile.
And one big part of the build is WireCare. Talk to me about your relationship with them and how many of their parts you use.
I actually met WireCare here at PRI a few years ago, and I was just walking by and I realized they had everything I needed to rebuild my car once again. If you need to wire something, if you need to plumb it, if you need to protect wiring with heat shielding, if you need the tools, they have it. So from A-in fittings to tools to shrink tubing, terminals, they have everything you need, and they ship fast.
I really like that garage kit, the 4 drawers with a ton of different fittings. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, that kit came together. I wanted to give away something. I have a YouTube channel with my own YouTube show where I work in my garage, and I wanted to give something to fans that they actually could use no matter who they were or what they were building. So we put a kit together in a real nice case that just has a little bit of everything for plumbing and wiring a car and the tools.
And these wiring parts are not cheap. We were talking earlier, and it seems like they're very, very high quality.
Yeah, this stuff is on the space shuttle, and the easiest way to explain it is your average shrink tubing you get in the auto parts store has a shrink ratio of like 2 to 1. If it's that big around, it'll shrink half the size. They have stuff that'll shrink 4 to 1. So you can actually take the shrink tubing, bundle your wires, and then shove the shrink tubing over the connector, heat it up, and seal the whole thing. It's that kind of quality and that kind of flexibility that just makes this stuff amazing to me.
All right, Mike, it's a really killer build, and if anybody wants to find out more information about it, where can they go?
You can find this thing all over YouTube. Search for Finnegan's Garage or Roadkill. There's photos and videos of this thing on WireCare.com. You can find everything I use to build the car right at WireCare.com.
Perfect. Making my job simple. Thanks again, Mike, and make sure to stay tuned here, Power Auto Media, for everything new at PRI.